getting ready to enter now, pre-start, all important part of the race here to get off the start line with an advantage over your opponent.
So they are way late coming in. So due and add to 2 minutes and 10 seconds. 2 minutes
this is
will
the
be
umpires. Boundary penalty France. Boundary penalty France.
So the French really late there on entry. Massive advantage there already to Alinghi Red Bull Racing here in the pre-start, Shirley.
It's sometimes quite hard though, isn't it, when they're so behind, just to know what strategy to take. But they'll be concentrating on time and distance back, when to turn, if to chase the French, or just to let them go.
Ok, par là c'est pas mal, il fait un circling.
Bordin. Ouais. Et tu vois le bruit qui est pas
J'ai.
C'est bon?
Ouais, c'est bon. Ouais, oui. J'ai un.
As you are timing now. 1 minute min. I think it was good moment.
So you can hear the comms there on the kill time. 1 minute to the pin. French still in this, it's not over. There's such separation here. Alinghi will actually drive around trying to get the advantage over the French here because there was such a separation. It has really changed the game of what they'll actually be trying to do in the pre-start. So pressure back on Alinghi now to make sure they execute well from here.
Let's remember, this is the first time that they've raced. This is a big deal and a big day.
Going down. 5 minutes. Can I attack for it? Or down?
Keep going.
Pin is open, then to the boat.
Okay, late pin.
Okay, going up.
No rush.
4. Almost racing.
30 seconds and counting to the official start of race 1 and the preliminary regatta brought to you by Louis Vuitton off the coast of Barcelona. Alinghi Red Bull Racing, Orient Express Racing.
Might have to in some time.
Can we start anyway, no?
Yeah, we can start anyway. They are gaining time.
You'd have to say Alinghi Red Bull Racing here in a fairly strong position coming down there. French looking late to me from here. It should be quite a big advantage.
We are good to go. We are officially underway on the road to the 37th America's Cup. Alinghi Red Bull Racing, Orient Express Racing, first out of the gate.
Know the feeling and know what this first entry is like against all the teams here, knowing who's on board, and with 7 seconds to go, both these teams should be really accurate with their entry as they're coming in here.
Emirates Team New Zealand pretty much on point. Maybe a second out, you wouldn't worry about that coming into the start block. 2 minutes for Rossa Prada Pirelli, because this dance is about to get underway.
Interested to see how aggressive this dance is going to be. This is practice racing, remember. This is early days for our summer in Barcelona.
Before reaching here.
Feeling quiet. Maybe it's all in the head now. They're not letting us know, Glenn.
Both these teams will know exactly what they need to do here. They'll have seen this movie and played this out on the simulator thousands of times.
Slow tempo there. 30
Have a
jump. Got it. Go 2 boards.
We're almost down in the boat.
Rossa opting for leading back.
Going to bottom seals.
Up hard. Can always hit it from there. Everyone, eh?
So Emirates Team New Zealand here looking to keep a little bit of gauge. Rossa trying to close the gauge. Emirates Team New Zealand rolling over the front of Rossa Prada Pirelli. Swapping positions there.
Still a lot of time to kill.
20 for the boat, 40 total.
That's last.
6 for the pin. Charge is about 13.
No track for me.
Okay, on time for the pin now.
That's pretty slow.
25 to the start.
And you're there.
All good.
Just
22.
This down as well.
19.
Big push, boys.
Yeah, they're starting to come out now. Yeah, big push, you guys.
Happening. Happy border.
1 border.
13. All good on the pin.
10 seconds to go for race 2. Who gets the start?
Start edging.
Racing.
Both boats beautifully timed to the start, but it's Emirates Team New Zealand with their nose in front. Race 2 of the Louis Vuitton preliminary regatta. What a start!
Yeah, fantastic start there, both boats. I think Emirates Team New Zealand there executed that a little better than Rossa Prada Pirelli, and they'll be wanting to stay in touch with Rossa Prada Pirelli here as they head across. They'll be wanting to not give them too much gauge and make them pay. Use that small advantage to really make them pay on this next intersection over the next minute or so.
2 minutes is the entry time allowable for INEOS Britannia coming in from starboard.
Just a couple of seconds behind the entry allowable time there, INEOS Britannia giving American Magic just a couple of extra seconds of breathing room. Be interesting to see how both boats line up here and what philosophy they take on here in the pre-start.
Really hard these 2 minutes for the cyclers. I mean, maximum amount of manoeuvres and energy needed.
Yeah, a lot of sail trimming in this pre-start dance going on at the moment. Both boats circling, trying to put the other one in a more difficult position. Really, really hard on the cyclers there, you know, doing a lot of hydraulic oil movement. They'll be, you know, on the rev limiter there before they even get off the start line.
Right-hand side of the course looks strong. Also in a match racing course, you know, lots of benefits from being to the right.
So American Magic sailing up to windward of INEOS Britannia. They'll be looking to sort of push INEOS Britannia down the course a little bit to sort of put them on the back foot. INEOS Britannia retacking to then come back up and close the game. So really fantastic pre-start build up here.
Turning up hard in and 2, 1, turning up hard.
Just coast and north-south.
11 boat. Up boat leg.
Okay, pins open.
Up here, yeah. Push guys. 9 boat up here.
INEOS Britannia looking to build speed and actually get a speed differential to hook American Magic here. American Magic accelerating, shutting the door. 10 seconds here.
3 line. 2 line. 1 line.
Big push, you guys. Turning up.
Race 3 is go in the Louis Vuitton preliminary regatta here in Barcelona. The New York Yacht Club's American Magic in the foreground, and beside them, INEOS Britannia, the official challenger of record.
Very similar. Trying to work a bit of height now.
Okay, you're on 0 offset.
Yeah, on 1 line.
30 seconds.
On board USA here now.
A little bit of a high groove here. Copy. Happy to take it. Yeah, nice on the jib. Okay, we are closing gauge.
25.
Nothing in this race at the moment. Both boats very, very evenly matched here. Slight advantage to INEOS Britannia for me.
Okay, we're very close here. Standing up a bit higher.
Getting near the boundary.
Okay, he turns, pressing here.
Okay, 15.
They're building for it. On the move. 28, speed's coming.
5.
Yeah, wait a minute. Is it a nice jet mode here? Average shift there. And it's coming out. 38 head all the way.
Down to chase 0. Peter, what did you make of that start? Gee, I've got to say, INEOS Britannia looked quick today.
Yeah, INEOS looked really fast off the line. I think they had a nice speed build, but when they came over to the left, I was quite impressed by how American Magic just managed to climb out underneath. They were gauging in on INEOS, and what's really noticeable between the two boats is the projected hull area aerodynamically. American Magic looks a lot less hull to push through the air than INEOS. Interesting that the designers to come up with a solution have come from different corners of the rule, but I am impressed looking at American Magic. She certainly looks to be enjoying these conditions.
Yeah, really nice entry there. Rossa Prada Pirelli just a couple of seconds off. The French looking much more on time than they were in the last start, which will be a great to see them battling it out against the best in the business, arguably, alongside possibly Emirates Team New Zealand from the last America's Cup in this pre-start dance. Oh, and the French off the foil there. That's not what they need. they've slowed down too much.
Entry penalty France, get behind penalty, entry penalty France.
We saw on the wind field them sailing into a big amount of pressure there with the Capgemini wind field there, trying to slow the boat down, pulling the handbrake on, and they've pulled it on too hard and actually slowed the boat down too much. They've got to rebuild here. They're going to have to take off, and they'll really be on the back foot here in this pre-start. They've got to get the boat taken off and get it on the foils.
1 minute 15 to go. Can they get back up on the foils from what you're seeing?
Enough pressure to get back up on the foils, Shirley, as we go forwards here, and this will really open the door. I mean, Rossa Prada Pirelli basically doing their own time on distance from here.
Well, we can see the speed is coming, so good news for France. And yeah, Rossa beautifully lined up on the right-hand side, just going to judge that return to the start line. Both these teams, difficult first races. I mean, really looking for something solid here.
Obviously, the Italian team, looking to get round the racetrack after a reliability issue in the first race, which have obviously got sorted out now. But the French really over in Coffin Corner there. I mean, they're very, very vulnerable here, coming back on port tack. Rossa Prada Pirelli, just be looking at their own time on distance. I think they'll be looking at where the French are.
Boundary penalty France, that's 2 penalties.
And really not a good day for Orient Express Racing at the moment, with a couple of unforced errors there as they get to grips with sailing these AC75 class yachts in racing anger.
So let's look at Rossa Prada Pirelli. Looks like time or distance is going to be an absolute peach in the final race of the day. They're sailing against themselves at the moment, but most importantly, they'll want to be able to complete the full 6 legs.
France to restart.
So basically, the French there over the course side of the line early there when the gun went. So the restart from Richard Slater there, which is exactly what the French are doing now.
Penalty's clear.
Cleared their start line, and now they're off. But Rossa Prada Pirelli will just be boosting it over to the left-hand side of the course there, Shirley.
So they've had their challenges, Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Do they make it in on time in 2 minutes and 10 seconds? A little bit late, but the dance will begin shortly. We're waiting 6-5, counting for American Magic to come in. They too will come in a little bit late, but the dance begins.
Put down here in 2, 1, put down. Happy to do a bit of two border cross here and just take a little bit of height. And just assess. He turns back now. It's just,
Alinghi opting for a circle there straight away to actually be pushing American Magic across the other side. So American Magic extending time on distance from them from here, and they'll be looking to lead on the way back ideally.
Okay, ratio 2.9. They can start bearing away.
All about the time and distance here. When you lead back, when you decide to pull the trigger and go.
He's staying behind. We're just going to hold it down here.
Okay, well above the starboard line.
Yeah, copy, got that. 30 boats.
25. 24.
Snaking up a little.
23.
Aim is tight to
So American Magic there extending away downwind. They're pretty much going to want to basically try and lock Alinghi Red Bull Racing into windward there and not let them get behind. So Alinghi Red Bull Racing need to make sure that they can actually get clear there and not get locked out above the start line.
Inside the last 30 seconds to start for race 5 of this Louis Vuitton Pirelli Regatta. Not too much toing and froing at the moment.
I've got a strong position here for American Magic off this start.
Racing. Coming up slowly.
Straight run to the line for both these AC75s. We're underway on day 2. Race 5, the Louis Vuitton Preliminary Regatta.
Yeah, Shirley, really tough for Alinghi Red Bull Racing to hang there. They're going to have to tack out fairly shortly or they're going to get paid a big penalty.
Should be sweet, just watch you don't gain on it.
Rotation in here, Lammy. Coming up.
Solid entry by INEOS Britannia there.
I think it's all the way across here. Coming up. Hey, just flat boat.
In comes Emirates Team New Zealand at pace.
Not far off a piece here.
one, coming up. All the way, come on.
Happy to charge.
Hey, going fluid now. Stay with it. 20 seconds. Moving.
They're going into a circle thing.
One. All the way around. 8. Moving. Holding board. Copy. Easy shape. Way around. Copy. Up. Okay, cover that high mode here. 90. And coming in. Down if we can. I will. Nice and smooth it. Holding the board here for a sec.
They're just trying to live above us.
Let the speed come. Okay. 2, 1. Going board. Like that going up into zone 1. Okay, big main on here, lads.
I was saying bigger left is
20. Violet.
Possible chance of dumming them here.
15.
Working away. Okay, let's go. Come down if you can. Try to dumming them into it. Working
7.
Yep. Go. Stay coming down. Yeah, jumping here. 2, 1. Coming left. No. 2, 1, 4, 10. I will. Okay. Here or here? Let's go. I will. 2, 1. Going board. Okay, 25. Yep, my will.
Emirates Team New Zealand right in the dirty air there of INEOS Britannia as they come in towards the start here with 45 to go.
Still a lot of time to go, 43 seconds. Need to do something.
Not killing them much. Going board. Keep it on the land, smashing it in. 2. Take tack with us. Forward down. 2, 1, 3.
The Emirates Team New Zealand will match here and try and lock INEOS Britannia to windward here. They're slow off the foils. Big trouble for INEOS Britannia here.
That's going right under Big E's billets.
Expect a huge lead from Emirates Team New Zealand here. INEOS Britannia absolutely parked there. Time on distance for Emirates Team New Zealand.
Inside the last 10 seconds to start race number 6 of the Louis Vuitton preliminary regatta. And it appears advantage Emirates Team New Zealand, the defender of the 37th America's Cup. And they are away. And INEOS Britannia is in a bit of bother.
Beautifully executed pre-start there, Emirates Team New Zealand. INEOS Britannia possibly trying to do too much in the pre-start and just got themselves just too slow in these conditions and off the foils. Really nice entry there, right on time, American Magic. Coming in from port, little touchdown there, that's going to wash off a bit of pace. That was a little error there on their behalf.
Tight to get across here.
2, 1, 4 down.
It's doing a reverse. One time on the wall.
Hey, stay on 2 on 4.
Stay on 2 board is fine for me at the moment.
Okay, turning here in 2, 1, turning.
It's quite high compared to us, so no problem. Not rate of jump at the moment.
Okay,
Granny's 25, Granny's 40.
There's not much space on this right-hand side, Glenn. You're going to keep manoeuvring, keep turning.
Looking more like
We do. Right into the boundary there, Rossa Prada Pirelli using all of the runway there to milk that boundary. They will be now forcing the decision onto American Magic as to whether to tack or jibe here to try and gain control.
Do they turn up on later?
guys.
American Magic choosing to tack, just get a bit of distance between them and the opposition.
A16. Very slow.
Yeah, he's on boat there. There's a good chance they're going to be able to kill that.
Yeah, copy. I think we can get a push here if you want, if you come all the way down on 2.
Yeah. Coming down here. 13 boat.
And keep coming.
Tom Slingsby going for the attack.
9 boat. Okay, almost reached. Turning up here. Beeline.
Hey, he's up.
Copy. Good line. Happy to go over top if you can.
Yeah, American Magic there, having to sail high and slow. Luna Rossa doing a great job of controlling there.
We're going to be a dip start here, guys. Might try to keep us
Fantastic job, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli gaining control there.
Gonna have to come all the way down.
Racing.
Good start by Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli on American Magic.
Dip start there on American Magic, so having to dip and actually get behind the line. You are allowed to cross the windward end of the start line, but you have to get behind the line.
Race 7, Louis Vuitton preliminary regatta underway, and the Italians have the early advantage. All right, Conton, I missed your the first part of your question, but your answer. Did you say major technical issue? Nothing specific.
Yeah, nothing specific, but we just need to keep the yacht in good shape for the next day. So I would prefer to retire from the Defender today.
All right, appreciate the time, mate. I know it's a tough one to swallow, but we shall see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Wow, how about that? We do have to realise, though, that the Defender will have to start to gain the official point, and it'll be the second time the Defender, Emirates Team New Zealand, have been basically handed a win, and it's not. And they don't want this, like any of us want this, but that's just a real shame for Orient Express Racing, who we were chatting to this morning, and were all about confidence and gaining that confidence.
A real shame for Orient Express Racing Team there. They will bounce back though. They've got a fantastic group of people. They'll sort out that issue and absolutely be back on the water for the main show over the coming days. Emirates Team New Zealand will listen to their onboards here, but obviously sailing by themselves. They'll still go through the motions though.
That's the important thing, right? You may be racing against yourself here, but to work yourself, you have a pre-planned exercise here, right? Into your startups.
Absolutely, there'll be a plan of attack here. It would have been pre-organised before the start. They'll be executing this plan. Coaching staff of Ray Davies, Sam Meach, Joshy Jr. on board the chase boat there. It'll be just an execution process here, and they'll be going through the motions, utilising the valuable time that they've got on the water here.
It is great practice, isn't it? You don't get many opportunities to use the race management software, all the boundaries and everything. And great opportunity just to check in, and I'm sure we're about to see, well, a masterclass of how it's done.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm a bit gutted because I was looking forward to seeing the two identical boats have a go at each other. And when we were chatting to the folk at Orient Express this morning, you know, they know they've got a fast boat, and they know their learning curve is that the trajectory is, you know, like a rocket going up into the stars. But you just want to see them have a good crack at it.
Are you on bottoms or push?
Go bottoms initially.
Trying
to drag them forward here.
One.
Okay, let's stand by for push. 2, 1, here we go.
Oh, this is really nice here, even, you know, with sailing around by themselves without having their opponent. They're basically pretending they've got a virtual opponent there, so...
Put down.
Almost a minute. 6, 5, 4, don't overshoot it.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, 100% now. What up? It's final, guys. Up in 3, 2, 1. And one on the breeze.
Emirates Team New Zealand will start alone on race number 8 of the Louis Vuitton.
France has retired. The race is stopped and awarded to New Zealand.
Preliminary regatta. There is the confirmation from Richard Slater, the umpire. Game over for Orient Express today, and the 1 point goes to Emirates Team New Zealand, the Defender, and they have the perfect record and will top the tree at the end of day number 2 with the 3 points for the wins. 3 wins.
They're back ahead of it. Main head lads. All the way.
Let's see if their time and distance is on point today. 7 seconds to go for INEOS Britannia into the start box.
With it. Rotation into the roundup.
Fantastic entry by INEOS Britannia there, on time, on speed. Textbook entry there.
And Alinghi Red Bull Racing pretty much good on time but distance as well. Here we go.
Not much room to the right-hand side. You're really forced to start manoeuvring probably earlier than you would have liked.
Yeah, really nice conditions here. INEOS Britannia deciding to go into a circle and then basically push Alinghi Red Bull Racing down to the bottom end of the course. Still wide open here. Both teams able to get it off the line early, or on time I should say, at this point in the race.
2, 1, get board. What do you think here, Ben? I think follow them down and then come on their hammer. Yeah. Okay, rotation in here. Okay, working up now. Staying flat to learn. All the way back. 55, yeah. Tango, looking for looking to jump from here.
This is really the critical part of the pre-start here.
45, go forward down. Let's go. Forward moving. My wheel? Right, your wheel. Mate. Slow down.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing needing to get the pace on here as quickly as they can.
My wheel 13 to the pin. 20 on the line. 17. 18.
Beautifully executed, but it's the positioning just underneath.
Go hard, go hard.
INEOS Britannia here will be looking to close the gauge as much as they possibly can up to windward and try and lock Alinghi out there, but I think both boats looking like it's time on the distance from here.
Slightly early, a little bit of pace to lose.
Killing 3 now, safe on the pin. You and them, killing 2. Killing 2 or 3.
Both boats should get off fairly evenly here, surely.
10 seconds to go to start of race 9. INEOS Britannia, Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Close to the line, they look like they're going to get it bang on, and we are a go.
Okay, breeze is slightly in the right. You can get past intersection in 10 seconds. They might try and hold for that. No, we're good here. Just sailing in normal numbers.
One lane. Okay, we're all clear here. Good angle, no lower. Sorry, smart wheel. Okay, very good way in 2, 1, all clear.
American Magic just about perfect with their time on distance in from port, and in come Orient Express Racing. They will be quite a bit late.
Rolling up into it.
They're just on time there. The French just a little further away from the line, so a little bit late close to the pin, but sailing the boat nicely here, so really hoping that they can engage. American Magic off the foils there. This will be not what they're looking for here, surely, in the pre-start here. That's not ideal for them.
Well, maybe we'll see what happened there, but...
Yeah, we're all good.
Almost looked like they lost the rudder of the boat in the manoeuvre there. Tom Slingsby standing up there to sort of try and get the boat going again.
Hard here. Just behind us, directly behind. Yeah, we're going to jibe over here, guys. Rudder's gone, has it?
Rudder stalled.
No.
They've got an issue there. Saying something's wrong with the rudder, potentially.
Yep, take up once. Whatever board you know. Take it. Pick up on whichever board you'd like, I'm not sure.
Big problems in the start box for American Magic in race 10.
Opening the door here for the French to
but I do not see actually.
Get off the line cleanly.
Orient Express, just keep it simple. We all want to see them complete a race.
Yep, don't OCS. Sail the boat well, get it off the line, press on the jib, and get it round the track.
Big goal, Michael.
Doing a nice job getting the boat dialed in there. 29 seconds to go for the French to start. So time on distance for them. Big problems for American Magic there.
Yeah, there's no head action, so I think we're... Yeah, it looks wrong on the diagram too. I think we're wrong. I think we're off on
10 seconds to go. Orient Express Racing. Look like they've got their time on distance well sorted. They weren't pushed at all in the start box by American Magic, who have big problems, and away go Orient Express Racing in race number 10.
Race committee. Team USA, we withdrawing.
Wow, disaster
Race committee
there
copies. Thanks, USA.
for American Magic. Reliability, it happened to the French yesterday. It's happening to America today.
Declaration stuff.
We heard them say that they heard a big bang, so potentially quite a big deal.
Yeah, be interesting to know
the
what
umpires. USA has retired. The race is stopped and awarded to France.
Wow, that's all you can say about this one. When you heard, I think it was maybe Tom Slingsby saying the rudder's gone.
Yeah, that's not the words that you want to hear anywhere within the American Magic team at all, and I'm sure they'll get on top of that fairly quickly, but that has completely ruined the race for them. But fantastic to see the French out there now just, you know, sailing around the track, and their boat obviously performing well.
Rossa Prada Pirelli looked like their time or distances bang on, steaming in at around 35 knots. And then they come onto the start box, not too far away. Here comes INEOS Britannia. Allowed to enter in 2 minutes. They'll be just a little bit behind that, but let it get on.
Really nice entry for both boats there, so stand by for some action here.
Hey, here's Lomo. Going board. Hey.
Okay, going board up again.
Nice position. Your wheel. Now mine. Hey, peel now. Killing 122.
The object of the game
here.
here,
the other side of them here. They look quite early.
Put your opponent on the back foot off the start line.
Okay, killing a minute.
This is the umpires. Early entry penalty, GBR. Early entry penalty, GBR.
Okay, so
that is a big penalty there for the British. They must have entered the entry zone early. They will have a penalty, but they will be trying to wash that penalty off as quick as they can. Hearing from umpire Richard Slater there. Disaster for INEOS.
we are past ley line committee. One more of those, and we're good.
Coming up.
To leeward is fine, I think.
Are you here? What's coming up?
We are 9 to kill pin.
Hey, ready for a little high mode here? Killing 7. Should be able to... Okay, high mode now. Trim up, boys. Working on mode. Come on, trim up. Come on. And we'll come it out. 5. Right wheel. Killing 4.
We are racing pin.
Build here.
We are racing pin.
Inside the last 30 seconds to the start of race 11. Penalty. Entering early for INEOS Britannia.
Actually, this is a good position.
Little jib on, guys. Just that quick. Open the pay.
Obviously, yes.
Right on, get started. Nice, lads. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, hold, 2, 1, gun. All in.
We are a go in race 11. Rossa Prada Pirelli, INEOS Britannia.
A little low mode here, going low. Let's try to base penalty with a low mode, okay? So keep the speed here.
45 seconds.
I think hammering on the next stack is going to be our game.
So the British with a penalty for entering early. They have to lose basically 75 metres relative to the Rossa Prada Pirelli here.
This is the umpires, GBR boundary penalty, GBR boundary penalty.
Starting fast.
A couple of unforced errors there for the British.
Come low here. You've got a band, that's good. They're going to got 10 seconds to burn it.
Double trouble.
Penalty clear, penalty clear.
INEOS Britannia and race 11.
Smash it, smash it, smash it. There we go. There you go, Trav. Go still. Yeah, mine.
If they tag, we are at 45 degrees, so we are not, not covering. But we are on a lefty phase, so I'm going to go straight.
Just over the entry line there early by the smallest of margins there. The British pushing super hard. You just don't need to quite push that hard on entry, so a bit of an unforced error there. They'll be disappointed with that, followed up by a boundary penalty. So you're not going to win races with those unforced errors, unfortunately.
That boat there, Tauhoro, Emirates Team New Zealand. Let's see what their time or distance is like. Looks pretty sharp. Now it's the turn of Alinghi Red Bull Racing. They're allowed to enter at 2 minutes. They will not be getting an early entry penalty here. They'll come in a little bit late, but they'll come steaming in. Time to get it on again.
Tidy entries from both teams.
Good job.
Liner conditions so important just to keep the pace on, keep the boat on the foils.
Really, really important to keep the boat on the foils in these conditions. A little lighter than yesterday's racing, so a lot of pressure on the teams.
They're leading it down.
20.
For red pistol.
Okay, midway down. 28. 5
down. 20. Jump. And you're in. 15.
They're right in the corner, the final turn as they head towards the start line.
Alinghi really have to make sure they accelerate here. Emirates Team New Zealand getting close to getting them hooked. Just keeping clear there, Alinghi. Pressure still well and truly on Emirates Team New Zealand, pushing them hard.
And Rossa Prada doing well there just to keep clear, not to engage.
Another little charge if you want.
3. Higher
They look slightly early, both teams.
1. Backing down. 1. It is open. It is open. Press on the mark.
It should be okay. It's just sweet. Really slow, guys.
10 seconds to the start line.
7, 6, 5.
Okay, it's lit phase here, so keep going. They're just shooting for the
Split start at race number 12. Game on between Alinghi Red Bull Racing and Emirates Team New Zealand.
Keep going.
Hats off to Alinghi Red Bull Racing there. Really lovely job in that restart. Actually, time on distance beautifully, putting the pressure on Emirates Team New Zealand, forcing them to do a split start.
Emirates Team New Zealand were slow, weren't they, in that last 20 seconds? Forced off to the right-hand side. Hats off to Rossa Prada.
Out on the sail stream.
10.
Wow, that's a shot, Glenn. Not easy in these conditions.
Definitely a little bit more work for the foil trimmers and the whole crew in general, so it'll be interesting to see how this all pans out.
We get across here. 2, 1.
Emirates Team New Zealand came out pretty much on time and distance, a little bit late, but here come from the starboard side American Magic, and then we'll see how all the helms test each other in this battle of wills.
Hard to come in from that right-hand side. We see all the spectator boats there, and we just saw the American boat having to come in pretty deep, slightly late. Breeze is quite soft. I guess the massive risk in this pre-start, manoeuvring too much, falling off the foils.
It's quite a bit of pin bias now.
Pin bias, ideally we're sort of jumping. Here we go. So just keep speed on, keep turns down.
Both boats calling pin bias on the start line. We'll probably see them trying to lead back to win that pin end.
1, foot down. Hey, lead. Syndicate putting straight up here.
We're just about boat low. Just get through the gas and we can give them a little push down.
It's gas there. Forward up here.
Emirates Team New Zealand perfectly positioned to really push the American boat.
They're not going to get boats, so just
stroking us.
This angle's okay for the build.
I'll be just holding high and slow. Okay. Just keep me honest with speed. At 6 pin, 17 line. Single it.
He's just a little quicker at the moment.
Let me know if you want to give him a little push.
I think we just roll this in and then it's still be quite early for the pin, I think.
Last 30 seconds to the start of race 13.
Okay, we're going to go over pin and then it'll be a dip start.
Got breeze in now.
When do you want to charge?
Yes.
Happy to start charging here.
American Magic, both boats looking for a dip start here, so dipping back behind the line when the gun actually goes for the start.
3.
Hey, no issue.
Okay, rolling up here. And we're waiting. Strong.
Might call that a delicate start to race 13, but we are a go between American Magic and Emirates Team New Zealand in race 13.
This way.
We're just going to build.
Really, really nice job by both boats there, Shirley, not giving each other an inch there off the start, and Emirates Team New Zealand having to clear their air and put the bow down and actually get the pace up now and sail the boat well.
Emirates Team New Zealand, they're so confident in their speed. They actually didn't really want to get engaged to start making it messy, and sailed a beautiful start there, and already we can see slightly faster.
Absolutely not far off entry here, Rossa Prada Pirelli.
So they have port entries. You can see the Italian flag. They've got to be in by no sooner than 2 minutes and 10. They'll come in a tiny bit late, but the Silver Bullet will just get in there, and they'll start their mini dance with Alinghi Red Bull Racing, who can't come in inside the 2-minute mark. They'll come in just a little bit under, and here we go.
Being to board a bit transition, not to board. Time 1:15. 40 to the boundary. They're going quite low. They're on the committee line. By one board. Also repeat. Committee line for us by attack here.
We've seen a confidence from Alinghi Red Bull Racing in the pre-start. I don't expect them to be intimidated by Jimmy Spinner.
They're going to be throwing the bell and the kitchen sink at these guys. Interesting to see what they do.
Sucking down. Happy to kill tire.
Luna Rossa heading deep into the box. Inside the ley lines.
Those red tram lines there, for those not into match racing, basically you want to stay inside that corridor. If you're outside that corridor, you risk getting locked out or missing the start.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing choosing not to engage. For them now, it's all about timing, when to get your foot on the gas and go for it.
Yep, they'll be looking to do a really big high-speed build here. Watch the speed increase as they come in to put the pressure on Alinghi. Oh, sorry, Luna Rossa Red Bull Racing. 33 knots.
Rush. Okay, 2-1 bottom.
Both boats still a little early.
Heavy push.
Rossa Prada Pirelli having to defend here. Big speed difference there. 8 knots of boat speed.
Alinghi pushing.
Okay, Mike, protest. Vas-y, va plus haut. Come up.
You're in trouble. 4. I think attack 4. Not on it.
Magnificent job there, Stephen.
Wow, what a start by Alinghi Red Bull Racing. They've forced the issue on Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. They'll have to go back over the line and restart.
Restart penalty, Italy.
Great job, Alinghi Red Bull Racing, to start race number 14.
That is a huge pre-start scalp.
Italy still has restart penalty.
Oh, and they've got to go back even further. A massive mistake there from Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. They will be filthy with themselves for letting them get into that situation.
Maybe we saw this coming when we saw Alinghi Red Bull Racing against Emirates Team New Zealand yesterday, and the way they dialed up against them.
Surprised by Luna Rossa, weren't you? They were sitting ducks there, just, you know, too much time to kill, and Alinghi just pushed and pushed.
Just 2 down speed, and we talked about that big speed differential. Alinghi Red Bull Racing just 8-9 knots faster, and doing a really good job there to put Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli on the back foot, and they have a massive deficit. After a minute of sailing, they are 520 metres behind, so a huge job here to catch up to. The French here a little bit late, at risk of being dialed here by the British. They'll have to keep clear.
Ok, super. Pars pas le bateau. Ouais, ça relève les gars.
INEOS protesting that INEOS did not keep clear. They were so vulnerable late into the box.
Yeah, it's all important to keep the pace on for those entries. So that's not what the French need. Penalty for that not keeping clear episode.
Can't buy a trick in this regatta at the moment, can they, Orient Express Racing?
Well, they just need to get the pace on here and actually get the boat sailing well, get that board up and get it ripping, and actually make sure they execute this next manoeuvre well. Really slow here. They need to pace the boat up. Just having a look at a replay here, Shirley. Yeah, absolutely sitting ducks there. The French just not having the pace on in that entry. Pretty easy pickings there for the British.
Late into the box, both slow and late.
Okay, your wheel. On the late racing.
Yeah, the British here basically doing their own sort of time on distance. They've gone out, they've obviously got the penalty on the French, gone out to the other side of the course. They'll be coming back and they'll be looking to tack or jibe inside the French here on their own time on distance for another push.
No problem here. Be working up.
Boats now head to head coming together. We never see this.
A pretty easy start there for the British, just tack and cleared the line there.
I think they realised they were over the line and they were just by a couple of seconds.
The British there, just a little mistake by them, but they do have the advantage.
So we are underway in at race 15, Orient Express Racing and INEOS Britannia. Confused like the sea state that start.
A little unorthodox, and crikey's a little mistake there by INEOS Britannia has just opened up the door for the French, and French now leading by 70 metres, Shirley.
French did well, they got up to speed really quickly.
Lighter in the start box.
In they come, the defender. And from the right-hand side, the starboard side, here comes Rossa Prada Pirelli. Hold on to these seats on this one.
Coming down, boys.
Tidy entries from both boats.
Normal downwind guys. Or coming in.
Iceland. 50 down now. They're quite low.
It could be low on committee layout. Yeah, see, we could be on a tech to wind, okay?
Laid him down. Probably going to switch up from there.
Crossing in front.
Oh, you can go. 45 for the boat.
Nice and smooth. No worries.
Oh, I've almost got
just you and the
really close intersection of the diamonds there.
He hasn't got speed attack, so just keep stretching. No worries. Combine 2.
You're in the middle of the train tracks here. 22 for the pin. Everything here.
New Zealand put the flag up. They've asked for the jury to have a look at that incident.
16 for the pin. They're quite
in the line.
This is the umpires. Penalty Italy. Penalty Italy.
There we go. I thought those diamonds were close. Penalty for the Italians there.
Or in a high mode after the start.
Or early tack. Speed's increasing as we go. Just watch that charge at you here, Pete.
Hey, stand by for a barrel away here.
Coming soon.
Hey, bearing away.
Got a 1 if you want to, Pete.
Our guys don't dump the ship too early.
Both teams really reluctant to manoeuvre too much.
The pin's now open.
Bill Rake is looking good. It's going to be a tack on the port for the start, okay, fellas? Full speed here. Hey, slowly turning right here.
Looks good to boundary for me.
Hey, turning right.
Entry attack on the go.
Yeah. 1 and board's going.
Got him now.
It's on. The final of the Louis Vuitton Preliminary Regatta 2024 in Barcelona.
I'm on it.
That's angle.
Hey, he's tacked. Get your speed for...
I'm just showing it to numbers.
He's not setting his proper course, so we should be...
It's a bit of reason, 15. I don't think we take back yet. Yeah, 3.
They're also discussing how they're going to shake that penalty off.
They're having to lose 75 metres for that infringement in the pre-start.
Yeah, they've gone, so we hit right. 15.
Right, we are go.
2, 1.